as you know my position, I've said I'm happy that she's started with a press conference and she went to court on several occasions. And I support the recent filing and I'll support any filing that she will file in this country because I believe that irrespective of the outcome, all that she's doing will help the country fine-tune our judiciary, fine-tune our legal processes, and make sure that we have a stronger process that protects the judiciary more from executive overreach. It's obvious that what has happened should tell everybody that the executive deems itself the most important in our democracy now and thinks that they have the power and based on any flimsy excuse or offense, remove the head of another arm of government. And for me, I think this is why it's important that she challenges the processes and whatever outcome her own colleagues will give will become precedent. So that in the future, everybody will know that Tokonu challenged, this is what the Supreme Court has said, and that becomes the law. Because anything that the Supreme Court pronounces becomes the law.
Yeah.
And I think it's important. And all the judges who are sitting on Tokonu's case, I sit back and say, oh, this is interesting. That all of them who are taking the decision, the question I ask is, if they were the one being treated that way, how will they take it? Including those who sat on the committee that wrote that report. If they were the ones who are the CJ, and these minor things are being used as reason for their removal from office, will they say that it is right? Those who sat
for the office she hold or held, these are not reasons enough to remove her.
I have told you.
The judiciary.
I have told you that
Chief Justice of Ghana.
And that is the reason why these flimsy reasons and should never be the purpose for reason. An arm of government to remove a Chief Justice from office based on what we have been to, including a labor dispute. Somebody said he's been transferred and is not happy about the transfer. Transfer of a person, a worker, which is supposed to be in the domain of Labor Commission, now becomes a reason to remove a Chief Justice. You want me to believe that this is something that I should trust?
Even if it's established that it was a targeted transfer?
Why do we have the Labor Commission? Then why did the Constitution have a Labor Commission? Every labor dispute is supposed to go to the Labor Commission.
But then it speaks to the behavior, and that's why the offense was stated misbehavior.
Give me the definition of the Constitution. What is stated misbehavior?
That's a good one. In which part you think it doesn't cut it?
I ask you, which part of the Constitution describe and state what is stated misbehavior?
But the committee was looking into the offenses and described same as stated misbehavior.
That is what I'm telling you. That you see, what we have done, it just opened the floodgates that every Supreme Court judge and every CJ can be removed based on any minor thing anybody brings against the person. Because if you are removed from, if you are transferred or anything happens at your workplace, the law is that petition the Labor Commission. Labor Commission is there to resolve labor disputes. This is employment issue that not even sacked, transferred. And the person felt that a committee was set up, the process that was used to transfer him, he thinks that it's unfair, and because somebody feels that the process used to transfer him is unfair, a Chief Justice must be removed from office. Jesus Christ. When there's an HR which handles issues, and when there's a Labor Commission set up by our own constitution that says that if you have any issue with a labor issues, this will go to Labor Commission. But we are using a labor dispute as reason to remove a CJ. One of the reasons. Are you talking about, are you serious in this country? What are you talking about? Look, we must understand that, look, we are trying to run a democracy. And if we continue to abuse the process, the consequences in the future can be dire for all of us. That is why things like this, when they happen, we must be careful. I've said, they said the woman traveled with the husband. He's an head of an arm of government. If the Speaker of Parliament traveled with the wife, will he be removed from office? Is the wife of President John Mahama a state official? Which aspect of the constitution do we have as place for the first lady? But she travels on the presidential jet, travels and sleep in hotels that we pay for. She benefits from every travel the president goes to if she's on the trip. The adult children of the president travel on state budget. Should that be the reason to remove President John Mahama from office? So if an arm of government as presidency, the president can travel with the spouse, can travel with adult children, and paid for by the state of Ghana. And another arm of government, you are saying that if it travels with the spouse, it should be removed from office. Do you know the president you are setting? So we should just be clear. We had a situation where a former first lady and us were being paid money in this country, and people stood up and they have to refund the money. There are some former first ladies who are also collecting the money in this country. Which aspect of the constitution says that they should be paid? Those who have not returned their money and still collecting it, who has gone to any court to ask that they should bring it? But you know there's a court ruling that those people are not supposed to be.
By this same CJ.
Do you understand it? But there are former first ladies who took their money, didn't pay back. So you see, when we are looking at the arms of government, always you have this potential to think that the executive is more important than the others. That is what we have. But by the way the constitution is crafted, the executive is not supposed to be more important than judiciary. Same way the judiciary is not supposed to be more important than the legislature. But we've made it look as if because the executive has the president and because people voted for the president, it's like he has power to more over all the others. And
what the constitution gives him the power to appoint the CJ.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So these are the problems with our constitution. Okay? These are the problems we have with our constitution. That's why I said that this constitution is a confused one. Because if you look at some of the things that are in our constitution, you read it, you don't understand. Why is that if all of them are at par, one should be appointed the other? If by the framework, of the democracy we are practicing, we say the three arms of government are supposed to be equal. Do you understand it? Why then
one
we have
arm appointing the head of the other?
But why? Parliament, we allow the MPs to determine who should become their leader when somebody is put forward. They vote.
Yeah.
But the judiciary does not vote to determine who is CJ. It's another arm of government that appoints the head of the judiciary. See, these are things we should have seen that are, but if they are all equal, why should one be appointing the other? Do you understand?
Yeah.
And these are things that lawyers and people have written that they think that it is something we should look at. Because if we don't want to have executive overreach over the judiciary, then we should be careful. Now if you are from a high court, appeals court to Supreme Court, your promotion has to come from the presidency. It doesn't matter how you are doing your work, whether you are doing it well or not. If you are to be promoted, it has to come from the presidency. Yeah. Meanwhile, issues of the executive will come to you and you are supposed to decide. And if you are expecting your promotion from the executive, and issue about the executive comes to you, how are you going to decide?
You will end up citing animal farm.
Do you understand it? You are now looking at your promotion and say, if I decide against the government, how sure am I that I'm going to get my promotion? You need to have served so many years and I'm due for promotion, but I will need authorization from the president before my promotion will go.
So in that instance, you are conflicted.
So now you are, you see, so these are the issues. Sometimes I say that if you sit back and look at it critically, you clearly realize that the constitution has weakened the judiciary. Though the intention was to make it like a very powerful arm, because they are supposed to take decisions that will affect the presidency. In fact, the judiciary can sit on a case and say the president should be removed from office. In fact, by establishment, the judiciary was supposed, like, in fact, if you look at it, parliament should be very number one, judiciary should be second, presidency should be third.
Really?
That's how, if you look at
that's
it,
the design.
Really, that's how they should have been. But right now, it is either presidency first, parliament second, judiciary is last. It's the weakest arm in this system. And I think that all the judges and lawyers should begin to ask themselves, is this the kind of judiciary we want in Ghana? Do you want a judiciary where, when cases about the executive goes there, the judges who are expecting their promotion to come from the president will be thinking twice how to decide? You understand it? So we have to be careful. In the previous government, some had the opportunity to even name the judiciary whatever 7. Okay? in this government, since it came, all the issues that have gone to the Supreme Court were in favor of the government. The very thing that some people were complaining about yesterday, that all the cases that go to the Supreme Court were being won on behalf of the same government. The same thing is happening under this government.
So it's the unanimous FC in the different jurisdiction.
In the different jurisdiction. do you understand it? And nobody was arrested for naming somebody unanimous FC in this country. So you see, we have to really, as I say, we have done democracy for 30 years. It's young. Yeah. But there are lessons
we have learned over the years. That should inform some amendments. That should inform
some of the changes we have to make. Critically, how do you allow, you say that judicial has power and can remove the president from office, but the same judiciaries appoint the head of that institution, appoint all the senior people. In fact, where the case will go to for a president to be removed, all the judges there are appointed by the president. So how then do you expect these people to be able to decide against the president when especially they are expecting their promotions? Those especially are waiting for their promotions. When a CJ can be removed from office by a president in this manner, do you know the signal it sends? The signal it sends is that the next CJ will have to kowtow to whatever the executive says, because the executive can find any excuse to remove you. So you must kowtow to them or be removed. This is what the signal that has been sent by removal of the CJ. And I don't think that that's the way we want our country to be run. So I'm saying that we must all accept that the reasons that we've used to remove a CJ, they don't merit the removal of a head of an arm of government. If we want to correct it, let's correct it and correct it properly, including making sure that even the senior judges don't get their promotion from the presidency. The CJ is not appointed by the president. Let's give them that freedom. That when they are working, they are not looking over their shadow and saying, what if next year I'm due for promotion and the president needs to utter it before it comes? What happens? We need to be careful. There were one of the offenses that she promoted. She asked the president Akufo-Addo to appoint 5 judges to the Supreme Court. Okay, one that's without going to the the appropriate authority. Those judges that were supposed to be promoted, up to now, nobody had told them whether they were qualified or not, because President Akufo-Addo didn't act on it. President Mahama came. He appointed 7 Supreme Court judges. None of the 5 recommended by her were part of it. So how are you telling me that the executive doesn't have an overreach over the judiciary? Because if those people really are not qualified, we should be told. If they are qualified, how come that President Mahama now appoints 7 different people and those 5?
But at least none of them 7 also are equally qualified.
That's what I'm saying. So, but none of them found their name in the one that. So that's what I'm saying. That tells you that now the president decides who gets what, and that becomes dangerous. Because if it's true that the 5 Tokonu proposed are also qualified, and then the new president decides to ignore them and appoint another 7 without even a single out of the 5, what message does it send to you?
Very well.